Hello, gamers and gentlefolk, and welcome back to another broadcast of the Nexus Gaming Series. I'm going to be your host, The Sound, and we are going to be taking a look at a couple replay casts today of the Heroic Division. This matchup is going to be Big Push Power against Heavy Hitterz. It is a best-of-3 series, and I do not know the outcome, so I'll be finding it out along with you live. A little bit of background on these two teams. This is the 5th season that Big Push Power have been playing together, all 5 of which have been in the Heroic Division, so no strangers to this top level of NGS play. On the other side of the field, Heavy Hitterz have made it to Heroic Division after climbing every single season. So they started in Division B, and they've climbed their way all the way up to Heroic with some roster changes along the way. Pretty exciting to see a team growing that much. Before we get into our first game, let's take a look at our battlegrounds. We had Heavy Hitterz banning out Battlefield of Eternity and Tomb of the Spider Queen, with Big Push Power banning out Cursed Hollow and Garden of Terror. I don't have any draft information, so I'm not positive who has chosen the first battleground, but Game 1, we're going to be headed to Raxus Holdout. I'm pretty excited to see how these two teams play it out, so without any further ado, let's get into game number 1 and introduce our two teams. Here on the left, we've got Heavy Hitterz, Tezopako on Uther, Ape Monkey on Zarya, Xanthanarium on Vala, K-Star on Lieutenant Morales, and Thrasymachus on Leoric. And to the right in red, we've got Big Push Power, Saverne on Junkrat, MRTTO on Mei, Flyest Raven playing Genji, Iron on Stukov, and C2D2 playing Dahaka. As we get into our first wave here, taking a look at our talents, the triple support comp of Heavy Hitterz is a creative approach to the map, not one I'm familiar with. We've got Uther going for the Hammer the Lightbringer, which will give him stun CDR. And we've got the Gambit talent, Creed the Hunter for Vala. A 3-2 split from Big Push Power. I think they're trying to anticipate a early cheese. Checking in on the top lane, we've got Flyest Raven applying pressure to Thrasymachus with C2D2 there. So it is a 3-on-4 down here. Iron falling very low. Sauverne and MRT able to apply a lot of counter siege pressure, but this is a hard sieging comp. Flyest Raven making the rotation down to bottom lane for a full 4-on-4 contest here.
The beacons are energizing. You have to control them.
Up in top, oh my gosh, they got a kill. I looked away right as Vala was likely booped into towers there. A big swing for Big Push Power. Without the Vala, Heavy Hitterz comp does not put out too much damage. Ape Monkey able to apply a decent amount of pressure on their own, but it's dependent on the energy that they're able to generate. We've got both teams going for their bottom camps here, Bruisers and Siege respectively, and both sides have captured one of the two objective pads. We'll see if either of these camps are going to give a benefit here. Flyas Raven able to secure the bottom point, giving some Zerg wave progress over to Big Push Power. And in top, C2D2 solo kills Thrasymachus. I was not expecting that. I should have checked in a little bit sooner. Still a decent amount of siege damage being applied here to the bottom fort wall. And Raven is able to pressure a back cap with the swift rotations of Genji, checking back in on top. Thrasymachus respawning, missing the drag there is going to give C2D2 an advantage, so Dahaka will continue holding that point. Another stun and silence combo onto Xanthanarium on the Vala, but with two healers and a shielding support behind that Demon Hunter, they're very safe. A 2-on-1 up in top lane again, Raven pressuring Thrasymachus, giving C2D2 all the space they need to push out that wave. We saw Tezopako thinking about a potential rotation up top there. Siege advantage definitely in favor of Heavy Hitterz. MRTTO taking a lot of damage. They do still have their Cryo Freeze available to them. Level 4s available on both sides. We've got the Holy Fire from Uther, kind of helping out with that wave clear a little bit more. Raven going to pressure the back cap now. Death Dealer from Vala, a pretty big power spike for this auto attack build. A tricky stalemate now for Heavy Hitterz. They want to keep pushing, but it's difficult to get too far up with how much D-push Saverne and MRT are able to provide. C2D2 digging in, getting a boop onto K-Star. They're going to draw the Uther heal and a shield from Zarya, along with their own armor. So much damage going on to the Sergeant Hammer, but in the end, it's Uther to fall, so still able to take out one of the two supports. C2D2 and Raven both making a rotation to top lane now. This is likely to secure a little bit more progress. Of course, during that team fight, Heavy Hitterz were able to secure some progress of their own. Level 7s on both sides. Unlocks the Sticky Wicket for Sauverne. That silencing Steel Trap is potentially going to be pretty problematic for the triple support comp. And we've got Raven once again threatening the back cap, trying to relieve the siege pressure Heavy Hitterz are applying to the bot fort. Checking in on top, C2D2 and Thrasymachus smacking each other a fair bit, but no major kills. Stun onto Flyas Raven. They're falling very low, but that's a kill onto K-Star, and they get the dash out. Xanthanarium able to chase him down, but right into a steel trap. Uther has used all of their heal available, and a drag back in on Tezopako is going to get another kill. 2 for nothing over to the side of Big Push Power. 5 kills to 1 in total. Thrasymachus doing a good job to recognize when C2D2 is using the Brush Stalker to take the 5v4 in bot lane and securing the top objective point, but it's still a tough circumstance for our blue team to deal with. Level 10's about a half level away. Heroic's going to be a big power spike for Big Push Power, and Thrasymachus goes down to another gank from Flyas Raven. C2D2, not sure if they've got the burrow. Looks like they're not going to need it, able to escape. And with a full Zerg wave, it seems like Big Push Power are going to keep some folks down here in bot lane to clean up. the enemy Zerg wave. The triple support comp doesn't have the best wave clear or Zerg clear, but they're nonetheless responding with 4 heroes, and so able to get most of that taken care of. The avalanche goes wide, that heroic not landing on anyone. Ape Monkey is the target now. C2D2 looking for a drag onto Xanthanarium, able to sidestep it there. So, looking to get aggressive with their heroic talents, Big Push Power was unable to secure anything serious. A stun onto C2D2 here, and Flyest Raven taking a lot of damage on the top side of the fight. It is split across the top lane. In bot, we've got Thrasymachus getting more experience. Severne making the rotation to top. It's 5v4 here. The not Expulsion Zone, Graviton locking down 2. A great isolation from C2D2 is going to kill the Zarya player there. MRTTO falling very low, but able to escape. So 8 kills in total for Big Push Power. Heavy Hitters are having a difficult time finding the answers to the comp of Big Push Power, and I have to say, I think Raven has been playing it very well, applying a lot of pressure, diving into the backline with C2D2 on the Dahaka, landing drags, making sure not to use any of their mobility, or saving one of their mobility tools for after Uther stuns them. Both camps pushed out on both sides, a full level of experience ahead for Big Push Power, and that, of course, is largely due to their hero experience. You can see 4,500 compared with 670, almost 680. A half level away from level 13, Big Push Power are likely to play it safe until that power spike. And Heavy Hitters have a good position here in top lane. They've got a camp behind them, as well as Zarya and Vala here to push. So Verne looking for another boop, perhaps over the wall, doesn't secure it there. And we've got Flyest Raven applying split pressure into the bot lane. Still pretty healthy bruiser camp for Heavy Hitters. Here comes a Dragon Tire, or Riptire, but it's gonna get killed before any damage is applied. MRTTO taking damage. Here comes the Brush Stalker. No stun available for Uther. 2 caught in the avalanche, but it's Genji to go down first. A great set of stuns from Tezepako. Iron falling low now. Xanthanarium vaults in, looking for extra damage onto C2D2, trying to secure another kill if possible. Level 13's in the hands of Big Push Power, but just around the corner for the Heavy Hitters. Winning a fight, down a hero, and down a talent tier, that is a big shift in momentum for Heavy Hitters. Let's see if they're able to secure any serious structure damage. Looks like it's just going to be Zerg progress that they secure, but 94% is nothing to sneeze at. Checking back in on bot lane, Thrasymachus is doing their best to push the dinosaur off the point, but with Flyest Raven making the rotation in, it's going to be another death for Leoric. And in bot lane, Thrasymachus was able to get a lot of push done while C2D2 brawled it out here. So Verne taking so much damage from the auto attack Vala there, but Raven able to back cap, and there's the dig in from C2D2, lands the isolation and the drag onto the Morales player. Xanthanarium probably going to escape here. Flyest Raven gets the D in. Xanthanarium is going to fall there. So double kill for Big Push Power. They immediately start up this boss, and they're securing the Zerg wave. This is a big power shift for Big Push Power. Tezepako trying to slow down the boss capture as quickly as possible. Ape Monkey walking up a contest here from the blue team isn't going to take care of business. Big Push Power still secures the boss and get the kill onto Tezopako. Flyest Raven looking for another Thrasymachus kill, isn't going to secure it. Boss goes top. Zergwave going bot. This is a lot of map pressure, and Big Push Power were able to proc the bot siege camp before it despawned with the objective. Let's see if they opt to push with their objective this time around, or if they'll push with boss instead. Seems like C2D2 and Flyest Raven are going to be the two tasked with pushing here. Up on the top side, May and Stukov securing a kill onto Zarya there. Boss in top goes down before securing the fort, but still very happy with securing most of top fort and all of bot fort. The map pressure is definitely in Big Push Power's favor now. Still a pretty healthy Zergwave too, so we'll see if Junkrat is able to make the rotation down. C2D2 in the Entomb here, taking a lot of damage from Xanthanarium, but Xanthanarium stays in the avalanche, or the blizzard from May, caught on the wrong side of this engagement now. He will get the D out. On the bot side, though, we've got a kill onto Uther, followed up by one onto C2D2. MRTTO is very low. Iron able to get some flailing swipes, but not enough to shove off the Vala player. They're able to vault back in thanks to that Death Dealer, but a great weighted pustule. Oh my gosh, still chasing down on Iron. Are they going to make it out alive? It doesn't look like it. Another weighted pustule here, but with the vault in, oh my gosh, single-digit HP, and Xanthanarium is unable to finish it off. A great chase with all of that move speed, but in the end, Stukov able to make it out alive. I guess it's that StarCraft Battleground buff coming in handy. A little bit of plot armor for the Admiral. Level 16s on both sides, and Severne ripping the Riptire, trying to dissuade Heavy Hitters from pushing onto the bot fort any further. Bottom keep did go down, so there's a lot of catapult pressure on the side of Big Push Power in this bottom lane. Tezopako running under the fort, not entirely sure that they were prepared for that engagement on the side of Heavy Hitters. MRTTO running as fast as they can, isolating the Zarya. A drag onto K-Star, followed up by the Lurking Arm, is going to get a kill onto Lieutenant Morales. Ape Monkey, chased down by Flyest Raven, is not going to make it out. Single-digit HP. Able to get those autos over the wall. C2D2 gets the isolation kill. So 4-for-0, a camp and catapults pushing into bot lane. Flyest Raven onto core here. Got to be careful with that health pool, but now that the rest of Big Push Power can share the fort aggro, they're going to push to core here. Another kill onto Tezopako. There's another onto Thrasymachus. And down below 50%, blue core is going to go down here. That is game one in the books. GG and well played to Big Push Power. A back and forth contest on Brax's holdout, but in the end, Big Push Power able to take it. Lots of really great rotational play from Flyest Raven on the Genji. Thanks in part to his build, Agile Dismount, giving a lot of cooldown reduction on Cyber Agility, which gives him a lot of range to rotate between the lanes, apply a lot of pressure onto Thrasymachus. C2D2, of course, playing exceptionally well on the Dahaka. The Brush Stalker being a very important cooldown to give Big Push Power lots of 5v4 fights in bot lane. Any other talents of note? Nothing else really surprising for me. MRTTO opting for the 2 charges of blind fresh powder talent at 16 to kind of dampen the damage output of Xanthanarium and Ape Monkey. Ape Monkey going for Feel the Heat at level 1 to amp up their damage in close range. Checking in on our stats, not surprising that Xanthanarium is the lion's share of Heavy Hitterz comp. It's what the comp is built to do. In the end, the more regulated standard team fight comp of Big Push Power able to take it in the end. And that is game 1 in the books. Let me update our scorecard here. And that is a win over 2 Big Push Power. Nope, Heavy Hitterz. Excellent. And we can get game 2 set up here. Of course, that's going to take a little bit of time because of our most recent patch, 2 HOTS, most recent round of patches, really, as I think we ended up getting the bug fix, and then the bug fix to the bug fix, and then the 3rd fix of the fixes. The game is mostly in a stable, unbugged state now. Mostly. I think there are still a few missing pieces here and there, but I have not been data mining or looking that far into it. If you want to see the latest patch notes, we do have a command for that in chat with !patch. That'll take you to the Blizzard website where the patch notes are hosted, if you're curious. I'll be interested to see what battleground we go to next, and if that is going to adjust how our 2 teams draft. If Heavy Hitterz are going to opt for another protect the president sort of hyper carry strategy. Xanthanarium performing very well on the Vala, but it is difficult for one player to kind of take care of all of the damage for a team. It also might be a matter of who on their roster was present for the match. I'm not sure how many subs they've got, but hero pools never being quite the same between players, that might have contributed to it. Looks like game 2 is going to take us to Infernal Shrines. So a very different map. Infernal Shrines. Yes. Up. Excellent. And let me confirm that our teams have put each other on the correct sides for this second map. They didn't. So we'll swap and also swap. And excellent. So Infernal Shrines, a very different map, not as rotationally based, a lot more objective play, specifically fighting over the shrines. So we'll see how our 2 teams have drafted for it. Let's get into game 2 and see if our red team... no. That should be... Okay, there we go. Score is now correct. We'll see if Heavy Hitterz can take us to a game 3 here. So without any further ado, game 2 on Infernal Shrines. Let's get going. And introducing our teams, here on the left we've got Big Push Power, MRTTO on Anubarak, Iron on Stukov, Concept playing Leoric, Soverne on Junkrat, and Flyest Raven playing Kerrigan. To the right, in red, we've got Heavy Hitterz. Tezopako playing Garrosh, Thrasymachus on Anduin, Xanthanarium on Mephisto, K-Star playing Cassia, and Ape Monkey on Artanis. So a fair bit of role swapping, it looks like. Thrasymachus playing the offlane last game. Checking in on our level 1 talents, it's a Q build for both Mephisto and Cassia, looking to stack those up. Cassia's is an uncapped stacking quest. Xanthanarium is looking for the magic number 40 to unlock spell power and a second charge of their Skull Missile. A big push from Heavy Hitterz, but that's a combo over the wall. First Blood going over to Big Push Power. A great combo from Flyest Raven, playing out of vision, as Kerrigans are wont to do. That first rotation probably influenced by the level 1 talent from Ape Monkey. Amateur opponent applies a lot of structure pressure, but in the end, the experience heavily favoring Big Push Power. Flyest Raven tossed in is going to fall. A great stun and displacement from Tezopako there. Speaking of experience, we can check in a fair bit of minion experience in favor of Big Push Power. Those early rotations from the Leoric was able to pick up minions that Heavy Hitterz dropped. Looks like we've got Heavy Hitterz going onto the bottom camp, with Big Push Power taking this middle siege camp. Flyest Raven face checks this bush, takes a lot of damage, able to Q out a Ravage to the minions. Tezopako looking to chase them down, getting the slow by using their toss on a minion. Level 4s achieved for Big Push Power, and that is going to unlock the stacking quest Sharpens Blades for Flyest Raven, looking to last hit minions or heroes with Ravage, amping up that Ravage damage. Level 4s on both sides. We've got the Piercing Light from Anduin, Thrasymachus looking to amp up their spell power. We've also got Spite, giving extra cooldown reduction to Xanthanarium, as well as extra healing from globes. I am no Mephisto player, but I'm gonna have to assume that the macro playstyle that Heavy Hitterz have been preferring means that Xanthanarium is not at the stacking level on the Unyielding Power quest that they would really like to be. And a late rotation from Heavy Hitterz to their Bruiser camp is going to give a big, clear advantage to Big Push Power, able to secure 29 minions before Red Team even makes it to the objective. Tezopako would love to get a toss here, but the Beetles from MRTTO making it a little difficult. A real easy grab on first Punisher from the blue team. MRTTO looking for body blocks, but that's going to cost them in the end. Oh my gosh. Okay, they didn't make it out. Trading 1 for 1 there. Artanis falling to Flyest Raven, and MRTTO falling to Tezopako. Importantly, oh my gosh, Flyest Raven following up on the Punisher. Gonna die in the end, but the Frozen Punisher is still supported by Severne and Iron. Level 4 talents, it's Thirst for Battle. Oh my gosh. For the dead Garrosh. Level 7's now online for both of our teams. Maybe a level and a quarter, maybe just a full level of experience in favor of Big Push Power. MRTTO trying to get under the fort there, apply additional additional threat to the structure, and it looks like they're going to have to back off at the 50% siege mark. I'm a bit surprised that we didn't see Flyest Raven look for a skip of the objective. Stukov tossed in Iron, gone in an instant. Ape Monkey looking for the swap, gets it onto MRTTO, who still has the burrow charge to escape. I was talking about how I typically see Kerrigan players skip the first objective and instead opt to stack their Q quest during it. Xanthanarium on an island dodges the stun from Flyest Raven, so a near sure kill, able to make it out alive. Well played by Xanthanarium there. Tezepaco punishing Kerrigan once again, but I always underestimate Kerrigan's survivability. A kill with their heroics in hand. Oh my gosh, Concepts in Tomb doing so much, followed up with Iron's Lurking Arm. A great engagement there with their heroics. Big Push Power are taking a commanding lead on this game too. First fort going over to Big Push Power, taking the opportunity to steal away Heavy Hitterz siege camp. Heroics online for both teams. Tezepaco opting for the Decimate. That's a kill onto Kerrigan. Iron, body blocked by Tezepaco, will fall to Ape Monkey. MRTTO chased by both Garrosh and Artanis. Do they have a swap to catch the Anubarak? They do. Dropping the body block, though. Anubarak may make it out alive. Not if Tezepaco has anything to say about it. So, 3 kills for Heavy Hitterz. A great shift in momentum for them. That's going to grant them a lot of comeback XP in the hero kill department. Still trailing by a fair bit due to all of the minion experience that Ape Monkey has missed compared to Concept on Leoric. And it looks like Big Push Power are happy to forego this objective, understanding that they're close to their next talent tier. Level 13's just a third of a level away for them. Means that we'll have Junkrat take the siege camp in bottom, push out the bruiser camp in the top lane, look for 13s in mid. MRTTO was unscouted on this rotation. Iron tossed in a root onto 2. It's going to cost Iron his life. Ape Monkey unable to land the light bomb into anyone. Xanthanarium falling low. A leap of faith onto Tezepaco, but they're walking directly in. 36 objective monsters secured by Heavy Hitterz. So if they're able to get 4 more just by poking out here, it could be... Yeah, that's going to do it. Oh my gosh, all of this damage onto Tezepaco. They're surviving with all that armor for as long as they can, but they're going to go down in the end. Xanthanarium body blocked by MRTTO. But here comes John Cena. A jump onto Flyest Raven. No CC follow-up for him. They're able to get the combo onto K-Star, taking so much damage after the Durance of Hate, but it's Cassia to go down. A great lurking arm from Iron is going to finish that off. Flyest Raven doing a great job playing on that knife's edge with Kerrigan. Not afraid to jump in with the Ravage when the kill looks possible. Both teams having secured level 13s. This is a pretty big power spike for Concept. Oh my gosh, they get the Entomb onto Ape Monkey. Ape Monkey able to dodge the first stun, but not the second. Whew. Well played by Concept there, understanding that Artanis had used their primary mobility tool. And we do have, checking in on those level 1 questing talents, the Unyielding Power complete for Xanthanarium. Flyest Raven still working on their level 4 quest stacks. Tezepako is kind of stuck on the weird side of this. Oh my gosh. Looking for the kill onto Iron, but in the end, it's Tezepako who's going to go down for that aggression. Flyest Raven looking for more. A great entomb from Concept here. Xanthanarium trying to turn it with as much damage as they can apply, but Flyest Raven able to clean up another kill. K-Star will make it out thanks to the War Traveler, that instant mount talent. But all the while in top lane, this Bruiser camp has been pushing, so it's not completely without cost that Big Push Power have secured the mid fort. Level 16's in their hands, a level and a half lead now for them. Leoric getting the Royal Focus, able to reset the cooldown on the Wraithwalk, able to reapply the Ominous Wraith damage reduction at 13. And Heavy Hitters are feeling penned in at this point of the game with not a lot of vision in their favor and camps pushing onto their side of the map. We can see Tezepako setting up to anchor these top bushes, making sure that Big Push Power are not threatening from a out-of-vision play on that side of the map. MRTTO showing now in bot lane may make Heavy Hitters feel a little bit safer. Tezepako is doing just that, looking for these heroes in top, gets the toss in onto Raven, but it's Iron to fall first. Looks like a double combo now. Xanthanarium falling very low, but it's 2 kills going over to Heavy Hitters. The swap onto Concept narrowly misses there. Ape Monkey trying to get that last kill. MRTTO showing on bot lane was that go signal for red team. Heavy Hitters understanding that Big Push Power had split themselves. And now we see Ape Monkey on Artanis in bot lane, so perhaps Saverne and MRTTO are going to look to pressure the Artanis player. Decidedly not doing it. Okay, that's fair. So it's going to be a pretty free objective capture for Heavy Hitters here. It is a Arcane Punisher, which is able to do a fair bit of structure damage on their own, perhaps evening out the catapult pressure here in mid lane. But without a wave behind the Punisher, it's not going to last as long or do as much damage as Heavy Hitters would have liked. The Siege Camp grab by MRTTO and Saverne doing a lot to dampen this push. So really heads up rotation from them. Here comes the jump from John Cena onto Concept. They're able to tank it relatively well. And just about a third of the mid-fort's HP going down after that objective. Certainly not the swing in momentum that Heavy Hitters would have hoped for. Level 16 is a big power spike for Xanthanarium, unlocking Lightning Reaction at level 16. Oh, the Durance of Hatred thrown before. So much damage on both sides here. A blind onto 2. Tezepako goes down on the top side of the fight. Xanthanarium still full HP. A light bomb onto K-Star. But they're falling low. That's Saverne to go down, followed by Iron. A pull in, but a kill onto Xanthanarium now. Flyest Raven very low. Ape Monkey able to clean it up. So it's 3 for 3. That's a good bit of comeback XP for Heavy Hitterz. They're still trailing about a half level to their Storm Talents, but I think they would have much preferred a more decisive fight win in their favor, not only to get closer to those Storm Talents, but also to buy them some time and opportunity to even out the map pressure. We can see MRTTO pushing out another bot wave. Storm Talents are available for big push power. We've got Buried Alive from Leoric. The rest of big push power holding their Storm Talents. Looks like we've got Psionic Shift from Kerrigan, the special blink. Rewind from a Nubarak. Extra Oomph from Junkrat, not opting for the Cannonballs talent, which is rather popular. And it looks like Iron is holding that level 20. I'm unfamiliar with Stukov level 20s. Looks like they go for the push comes to shove upgrade. Slows its target. Okay, fair enough. Still about a half level away from their Storm Talents. Heavy Hitterz are playing it safe, relatively speaking. Tezopako offering a lot of vision to his comrades. MRTTO is here. Ape Monkey left behind, unfortunately. Cocoon onto the Artanis, and here comes Concept looking for the Entomb onto Thrasymachus. Is able to land it. That's a big issue for Ape Monkey on the top side. I'm not sure if the front line of Big Push Power have overcommitted. Looks like they haven't. Still no Storm Talents. A great play by Concept. Finding the Anduin with the silence meant that they couldn't pull their Artanis after the Cocoon finished up. 5v4 is not how you would want to contest the objective if you're on the side of Heavy Hitterz, but they might be able to give this one up, honestly. A Mortar Punisher with a fort still available. It is unlikely that this objective ends. The catapults mounting in bot lane, honestly, are the more threatening prospect on the map, I would think. Understanding that Heavy Hitterz are not in the vicinity, Severne is going to finish off that fort, push up their wave. Of course, with lots of free siege going on to the top fort, I'm not sure if Heavy Hitterz rotation to the mid fort is going to work out in their favor. Here comes MRTTO. They do have the Cocoon available. Another great Entomb from Concept, followed up by Endurance. Lots of damage onto the front line of Big Push Power. Concept goes down. There's a toss in onto Anubarak, able to burrow charge their way out. Flyus Raven has gotten onto Xanthanarium here. I don't think our Mephisto is going to make it out alive. And checking in on the objective in top, Punisher still above 50% HP, a decent wave behind it. Tezopako instantly deleted by the combo from Raven. Chasing under the keep, looking for more here. Ape Monkey gets the shove out. I don't know if Cassia and Artanis alone are going to be able to hold the line here. Flyus Raven looking for a combo onto K-Star. Haven't found it yet. Able to do it now. Shields down, Punisher falls, but there's still a lot of damage available to Big Push Power with the Junkrat damage as well as the Burning Beetles. That's going to do it for game number 2. In the end, the blue team able to take it. Checking in on our stats. Raven, top of the Big Push Power ladder with almost 51k. Xanthanarium able to pump out a lot of damage with that Q build, but in the end, the kill feed kind of tells the story. A few more decisive fight wins for Big Push Power were able to net them the win here in Game 2. I called it out when we first saw it. Thirst for Battle at level 4 for Tezepaco rather than Indomitable. I have to think that had he chosen Indomitable, he might have been able to survive that Punisher jump at top keep. Thrasymachus able to stack Piercing Light up to 9, almost completing that quest. Not something that I am used to seeing, if I'm being honest. And that's going to do it for the series. It is a 2-0 going over to Big Push Power. A pretty commanding lead secured on both maps there. The rotational play of Flyest Raven on the Genji, doing a lot to keep pressure divided evenly across the battleground while playing Braxis, and the Kerrigan blowup doing a whole lot to pressure the front line of Heavy Hitterz in that second game. I definitely also want to highlight concepts in Tombs in the late game, landing the Buried Alive on Anduin in 2 key team fights. Won the later fights and therefore kept the tempo in Big Push Power's favor. An exciting series, and I think that is where I'll call it on the stream for today. Before I sign off, I want to give a shout out to all of the artists and programmers who have provided art and software that I feature on the stream. There would be no stream without all of their hard work, so all the credit in the world to them. You can check out links to their websites below the video, or stick around after I've signed off. There will be a credit roll. And until next time, wishing everyone luck, fun, peace, and love.